The man looked pale and, without a word, left the balcony where he was addressing the crowd, walked out, got in the carriage, and the carriage rolled off. And the black carriage is seen to this day. Whenever moments of great danger occur, for example, one of the stories I found was, guy had been having car problems most of the evening, and as he's rolling down this little side street, his car stops. Well, it can't get it to restart. Nothing he does works. Finally, he gets it restarted, and just as he does, a train goes whizzing by, and he was in the train, almost on the tracks. But the arms hadn't come down to block the tracks. So if the car had died a second later, that train would have killed him. And just as that train finishes going by, he sees a black carriage rolling up the road. And when it got over the next rise, he never saw it again.
Creepy.
I am astonished. Dang, look at me using those big words.
So proud.
So that is the Black Carriage of Overton.
Ooh.
Krysta, you want to go hang out there?
Why would you ask me that? No. Do you think I want to get myself in danger, you big dork?
Look at that, she's so smart. She doesn't want to be in danger, and she thinks you're a big dork.
So let's talk about the Hornet Spooklight. It's also called the Hollis Light and the Joplin Spooklight. It's a ghost light that's reported to appear in a small area known locally as the Devil's Promenade on the border between southwestern Missouri and northeastern Oklahoma, west of the small town of Hornet, Missouri.
Okay, I've heard a lot about this one, and I have to say I'm kind of not impressed.
Okay, why are you not impressed?
Because it's a light.
They're just staring at each other. I don't know.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
But it's an unexplained
Exactly. Okay. You're in Missouri.
Just a light?
Just the fact that you're here is kind of unexplained, I mean.
Alright, I'll give you that. However, it's been seen since the 1830s. And yes, it is just a light that seems to appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
And they have tried multiple times to explain it away. For example, the most recent explanation says it's headlights. That a scientist in Arkansas did an experiment where he was able to recreate the spook lights by driving a certain speed on a certain road.
Right.
The problem with that is, whose headlights were the people seeing in 1830 and 1866 and 1891?
Okay, well that makes sense. But there were still so many things that it could have been back then. There's still lights and stuff. I'm just not impressed right now.
I am all about ghosts and spooks and strange happenings and stuff, but you're gonna have to go a little further than there's a random light in the woods. Well, shoot.
Well,
I mean, we have spiders in this area and in southern Missouri and who can make entire webs over trees. Sheena Dew hits that. Moonlight hits that. There's your light right there.
Exactly.
I mean, there are so many things. There's a lot of there's a lot of unknowns out there, and I get that, but somebody was drinking moonshine or something on that one. I don't. The spooklight just fails to impress me.
I don't get it. I'm not finding it. I don't. This isn't attractive to me.
Okay.
Now I've got my own spooky stories, and I've lived in Missouri the majority of my life.
But explain people seeing these lights floating over their land, their yard, in nearby forests.
I just did.
Exactly,
I feel like I just did.
She did.
In 2 seconds, without seeing it, I just did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it just... I mean, and I'm happy to be proved wrong. Please.
Please prove...
Tell us your stories. But just... Oh, there's a floating light. Oh, the floating light. Oh my goodness. Not impressed. Not impressed.
I guess I am, because these lights aren't accompanied by anything else. It's not like, Joe Bob is swinging a lantern. Hey, Jill! Ooh, look, it's a scary light. No, it's Joe Bob with a lantern.
I grew up in Missouri, and I grew up in suburbs, and I will tell you that there is nothing more creative than some backwoods boys with nothing to do except for mess with the person at school or the person at church that they didn't like. All that is two tones of somebody being ornery. I'm not impressed. I think there's too many ways to poo-poo that one. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, there's definitely...
I'm going to have to agree with Mom on this one.
I'm happy to be proved wrong. Somebody want to come and take us on a little spooklight adventure, we'll go on a field trip. That's always a possibility, but personally, not impressed.
Yeah.
See, one of these days, we're going to talk about Kelly Hopkinsville, and you're going to be on the side of, the family was full of drunks and they were facing owls, and I'm going to look at you with a side eye to end all side eyes. UFOs are swamp gas reflected off Venus, right?
No. Now, don't act like that, because you know very well that I do not poo-poo everything.
Yeah, no, these past few episodes have not been like that.
Just saying.
It's not like she's calling out everything.
I'm just saying, we have reports from credible witnesses that they see these lights. They've seen them since the 1800s, when cars did not exist.
I didn't...
That's why she said spiders.
I said... Did I say cars?
No.
Did I even bring up even an electrical light when I was making this?
No, you were the one that brought up both of those, though. She was talking about spider webs.
Okay, and this... So,
and moonlight.
This is my PSA. I apologize, because this is what poor Dean has to go through every day of his life. We kind of gang up on him. Okay, so I'll get, just in fairness sake, in argument's sake, I will give you that, yes, people have seen this for apparently hundreds of years. We'll
go with that.
I will attempt to keep an open mind.
I'm waiting for you to be done, because, okay, how do the lights split into more than one light? Which they're reported to do. How do they recombine into this?
There's different ways. Have you seen trees over spider webs?
You win. Whatever.
I'm just saying, you've got all these other potential light sources. I'm asking, okay, then why do they behave in this manner?
There's different ways the sunlight and the moonlight can shine. You know what? We ain't going there. Okay, so, like, Are we gonna talk about other stuff in Missouri, or are you gonna try to win this conversation?
Yeah, because
I'm not trying to win this conversation.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just trying not to get you to dismiss it out of hand.
We're not dismissing it out of hand.
I'm pretty sure I just said, okay, I'm willing to change my mind. I'm open to the fact that there may be things that I'm discounting. I'm happy for someone to, convince me otherwise. Perfectly happy.
Yeah, but I'm just not finding this one.
I find us a perfectly good spooklight, and you guys are like, I don't like it. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. You make me sad. You make me sad.
I'm sorry.
You hurt my heart. Mm-hmm. My heart is actually hurt.
Yeah, I bet if I gave you a hug, you wouldn't be.
No, my heart is still hurt.
Oh, no. You love Krysta hugs. You'll forgive me when I give them to you.
Now, before we go on to the next thing, I think we clear the air of all your dangerous skepticism.
You're right.
God.
By hearing a word from our sponsors.
Let's do that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey guys. We're back.
Welcome back.
We weren't back yet. You see me counting.
Okay.
How did I lose control? How did I lose control of this show?
She messed me up. It was her fault.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't see your other hand. Do you think I just randomly looked down at your other hand?
Can we talk about something happier, like the Civil War or cholera or strange choices?
That's not happening. That's just as bad, maybe worse. That's what I learned about in social studies. I don't want to learn about that again.
Okay, let's talk about a Midwestern home where a family was terrorized so thoroughly that they only lasted 13 days before running for their lives.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
This is the Screaming House of Union, Missouri.
Yay!
And the LaChance family were the ones who were victimized.
Okay.
In 2001, corporate trainer Stephen LaChance and his 3 children were coping with a terribly emotional event when his wife and mother of the children simply left them.
Aww.
Crammed in a tiny apartment, Stephen took his 2 sons and only daughter to the town of Union, which is roughly 50 miles south of St. Louis. Prospering at his job, Stephen rented the multi-story home from a local property management firm. Classic white with an open porch, an idyllic yard, and all the charms afforded it, the LaChances were thrilled to be starting anew. On the day of moving in, a sedan pulled up with the windows down as the passengers shouted to Stephen and his family, "Hope you'll get along well with them," before driving off in a frenzy. Puzzled by what they meant, Stephen and his family were about to find out in very short order just exactly what it was they meant.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all downhill from there.
Over the next 13 days...
They ain't even walking off that hill, they're rolling
Over the
down
next 13 days, they were subjected to screams from nowhere in the middle of the night that roused the children. They were subjected to apparitions, to shadow people. 13 days later, in the middle of the night, they fled.
Yeah, I think... Have we done an episode on this, or just
we have not.
It? Okay.
We've never even discussed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
maybe I've heard about it, but I have heard about this place, so I... See, and stuff like that, I believe that.
Yeah, me too. Because you can't really explain that. You can't really explain random silhouettes in your kitchen. You know?
Maybe it's the moon reflecting off Venus.
Oh my god, dude!
Do you want to